left home with a fistful of pride. No map, no plan, just a stubborn ride. Mama cried, but Daddy just bowed, whispered a prayer, soft but loud. I ran through hell in a truck in flame, burned some bridges, cursed his name. But through motel nights and barroom smoke, that quiet prayer still gentle work. My father's prayers still work somehow. Though I'm not the man he raised in that house, but they reach past time through hurt and dirt, like seeds of grace in cracked old earth. I might have strayed, I might have hurt, but my father's prayers still work. He wore the same boots 40 years straight, never missed a meal or a Sunday gate. He said the Lord's got time for a fool like me, so he sure has time for you, you'll see. It wasn't fire or a thundering voice, just a peace that whispered I had a choice. And in the silence I heard it plain, my father's voice saying my name. My father's prayers still work tonight, like a beacon glowing, soft and bright. They pulled me back from my own worst, when nothing else could quench the thirst. Yeah, mercy came in flannel and dirt. My father's prayers still work. So I'm heading home with an honest start, and that old prayer still in my heart. Grace don't wear a preacher's shirt, sometimes it sounds like my father's prayers still work.
Down at the depot, past closing time, I sat with my bottle and a worn out mind. No ticket home, no hope in sight, just shadows dancing in the pale moonlight. Then a stranger came with a voice so kind, said, son, this ain't where your story dies. The rails still run, the whistle still calls. You just need faith to climb these walls. Jesus rode a midnight train, through storms, through loss, through hurt and shame. He knows the dark, he knows the pain, and he don't care where you've been. There's room for you on that line again. Jesus rode a midnight train. The engine hummed like a gospel choir, steam and smoke and hearts on fire. I left my sins on that platform floor, and I ain't looked back anymore. He don't wait for Sunday shoes, he'll meet you right where you're bruised. Late at night when no one stays, he walks those tracks of yesterday. Jesus rode a midnight train, through back roads soaked in guilt and rain. He's a light through window panes for every lost and wandering man. So climb aboard, don't miss your name. Jesus rode a midnight train. Yeah, the station's quiet, but the wheels still turn, and grace is found in what we learn. So if you're tired of guilt and chains, just know Jesus rode a midnight train. I've seen Grace in diner at 2 a.m. when the waitress smiled and called me friend. A warm cup poured in a chipped old mug, and mercy served with a side of love. I've heard prayers in a rusted shed where Grandpa kept his tools and bread. He'd say, son, the Lord don't need stained glass. He'll meet you right where your trouble's at. Grace ain't just for Sundays or choir robes and scripture quotes. It's in the hands that hold you steady, in a neighbor's note on a tattered coat. You don't have to wait for pews to pray, 'cause grace walks with you every day. It ain't just in the hymns we raise. Grace ain't just for Sundays. I felt peace in a hardware store while fixing things I broke before. An old man said with a nod and grin, God still fixes busted men. And on the porch when the sun sinks low, my dog beside me moving slow, I hum a hymn my mama sang, and I swear heaven hears that twang. Grace ain't just for Sundays or perfect lives and polished shoes. It's in oil stains and second chances and voices breaking in the pews. You don't have to dress or know what to say. Grace shows up anyway. You don't just wait where the steeple sways. Grace ain't just for Sundays. It's for the drunk who wants to quit, the widow crying where memories sit. It's for the man who's lost his name, and the boy too scared to pray again. Grace ain't just for Sundays. It's Monday morning coffee cold. It's Friday night regrets and pain, and hope you didn't know you'd hold. If you think you've gone too far away, friend, Grace already knows the way. You don't hide behind church hallways. Grace ain't just for Sundays. No, grace don't wait till the preacher says amen. It finds you right where you've been.
Hadn't cleaned out that truck in years, just dust, old maps, and dried up tears. But there it sat, beneath a wrinkled note, a Bible Mama gave me long ago. The leather cracked, the pages torn, still smelled like church and summer corn. I hadn't prayed in a mighty long time, but that book still open right to Psalm 29. The Bible in the glove box, worn and wise, wading through the miles and the whiskey nights. I left the Lord, but He never left me. Just sat there riding patiently through back road sins and highway knocks. Grace was hiding in the glove box. I've been running from ghosts and past mistakes, sleeping in motels and heartaches. But that verse hit hard in the dashboard light. The Lord gives strength and blesses with light. I pulled off on an old dirt lane where cornfields sang His holy name. Held that book like a lifeline rope, whispered words I barely spoke. The Bible in the glove box, dusty and real, more honest than anything I feel. It didn't judge, it just stayed near, like Mama's voice I still could hear. Through years of silence, locks and shocks, God waited in the glove box. It ain't the pulpit that brings you back. Sometimes it's a roadside heart attack, or a verse in red that makes you cry in a parking lot under a midnight sky. The Bible in the glove box, tattered spine, held my story between each line. I ain't perfect, but I've turned around, got my boots back on holy ground. No lightning, just an old book unlocks salvation in the glove box. So if you're driving and feeling lost, check the glove box, there's a cross. I pulled up late, tires worn thin, rain hitting hard on the roof of my sin. Didn't know the town, didn't know the road, just a porch light on in the bitter cold. She opened the door, no questions asked, just smiled through years that had gently passed. Said, you look lost, come in and stay. We've all been prodigals some kind of way. 'Cause angels don't lock their doors, they leave the latch for the hurting and poor. They don't ask why, they just pour the tea, make a place at the table for folks like me. In a world full of fencers and heavy chores, thank God angels don't lock their doors. He was 82 and walked with a limp, fixed my flat like a heaven-sent gift. Said, boy, I've been where the devil drove,
but I found grace down a gravel road. He handed me lunch, wrapped in prayer, said mercy's best when it's humbly shared. That sandwich tasted like holy ground, and I left with more than I laid down. 'Cause angels don't lock their doors, they swing them wide like country stores. They see the man beneath the grind, and open hearts, one soul at a time. It ain't stained glass or chapel floors, no sir. Angels don't lock their doors. It might be a widow with apple pie, or a trucker who waves when you pass by. They don't wear wings or shine with gold, but they'll warm your hands when the world turns cold. Yeah, angels don't lock their doors, they keep them open, rich or poor. They'll give their coat their last day's bread, and listen close to the words unsaid. In towns too small for grandeur and lore, love still lives where angels don't lock their doors. So next time someone knocks, let them in. You might just be hosting heaven again. I pulled up late, tires worn thin, rain hitting hard on the roof of my sin. Didn't know the town, didn't know the road, just a porch light on in the bitter cold. She opened the door, no questions asked, just smiled through years that had gently passed. Said, you look lost, come in and stay. We've all been prodigals some kind of way. 'Cause angels don't lock their doors, they leave the latch for the hurting and poor. They don't ask why, they just pour the tea, make a place at the table for folks like me. In a world full of fencers and heavy chores, thank God angels don't lock their doors. He was 82 and walked with a limp, fixed my flat like a heaven-sent gift. Said, boy, I've been where the devil drove, but I found grace down a gravel road. He handed me lunch, wrapped in prayer, said mercy's best when it's humbly shared. That sandwich tasted like holy ground, and I left with more than I laid down. 'Cause angels don't lock their doors, they swing them wide like country stores. They see the man beneath the grind, and open hearts, one soul at a time. It ain't stained glass or chapel floors, no sir. Angels don't lock their doors. It might be a widow with apple pie, or a trucker who waves when you pass by. They don't wear wings or shine with gold, but they'll warm your hands when the world turns cold. Yeah, angels don't lock their doors, they keep them open, rich or poor. They'll give their coat their last day's bread, and listen close to the words unsaid. In towns too small for grandeur and lore, love still lives where angels don't lock their doors. So next time someone knocks, let them in. You might just be hosting heaven again. town inside, just the hum of tires and dashboard light. Radio's broken, but the silence sings like a whisper riding on angel wings. I ain't been to church in a good long spell. Ran too far, ran too well, but tonight the moon feels like a cross, and I'm counting every mile I lost. There's a hymn between the headlights in the stillness of this drive. No steeple near, no voices clear, but I feel the Spirit's quiet might. The Lord don't need a choir tonight, just a hymn between the headlights. That sign said Jesus saves in rusted red, nailed to a barn where cattle's fed. I smiled 'cause I remembered when I believe just like a child again. My hands are worn, my soul is tired, but grace don't care how I'm attired. It rides with me through smoke and sin, and sings that hymn I hold within. There's a hymn between the headlights, soft as prayer on a sleepless night. Through curves and hills it holds me still, like Mama's hand or mercy's light. No choir robes or altar rites, just a hymn between the headlights. Maybe faith ain't always loud, a sermon preached to Sunday crowd. Sometimes it's just a gravel bin, knowing you can start again. There's a hymn between the headlights where forgiveness finds its flight. The road's still long, but I belong to the one who walks beside. No stained glass, just stars tonight, and a hymn between the headlights. So I drive slow through grace unseen, with a holy song and a gasoline dream. When the porch light stays on, with shutters blue and memories old, and every night, no matter how long, Mama leaves that porch light on. I left young with a restless mind, chased the wind, left God behind. But through the years and every wrong, that little light kept burning strong. When the porch light stays on, it means someone still believes. Through the silence and the distance, through the pain and all the grief, it says you're still welcome home, no matter how far you've gone. Mercy don't sleep when the porch light stays on. I've seen cities filled with neon lights and cried alone neath stranger skies. But when my soul had lost its flame, that golden bulb still knew my name. She never said I told you so, just wrapped me up and held me close. And I swear that hug felt heaven sent, like the Lord knew just where I went. When the porch light stays on, it's more than just a glow. It's forgiveness on a wire, it's love that won't let go. You can stumble, fall, or roam, but you ain't never too far gone, as long as that porch light stays on. It don't flicker, it don't fade, it don't don't judge the time you stayed. It just waits and it just shines like grace that don't mind dirt or time. When the porch light stays on, it's a gospel soft and true, like a cross nailed to a memory, like a path lit just for you. You can curse the dark till dawn, but hope still burns where it belongs. When the porch light stays on. So I keep mine shining too, for the next heart just passing through.
Woke up to a hammer and the smell of pine. Been swinging nails since '89. These hands got scars, some deep and old, but they still fold when the morning's cold. Ain't no choir robe hanging in my shed, just work boots and a Bible by my bed. I talk to Jesus with a farmer's tongue, 'cause he knows every song I've sung. Calloused hands can still praise, even if they tremble or they shake. You don't need silk or satin grace, just a heart that's tried and held the faith. With dirt and dust, with ache and age, calloused hands can still praise. I've held a plow, I've dug deep graves, fixed fences bent by wind and wave. And through it all, this truth remains: grace don't care about skin or stains. I've raised my palms through the pouring rain, sang hymns with oil beneath my nails. And though I'm rough, I ain't ashamed to lift these hands in Jesus' name. Calloused hands can still praise, like broken voices still can raise. You don't need pews or golden light to thank the Lord on a Friday night. With sweat and storms and work or blaze, calloused hands can still praise. The carpenter knew splinters too, and bled for hands like mine and you. He never asked for polished skin, just hearts that let his love come in. Calloused hands can still praise, even after years of heavy days. They're cracked, they're bruised, they've seen some war, but they still knock on heaven's door. Through every trial, through every phase, calloused hands can still praise. So when I go, Lord, take me home with hands worn out, but never alone.
Walk through bars and motel nights, turn my back on Sunday lights, wore my shame like a second skin, tried to forget where I'd been. But even in the neon's cold, I I'd feel a warmth I couldn't hold, like a whisper in the broken glow, a shadow I could never outgrow. The cross still casts a shadow, even when I run, even when I stray. It follows down the long road, through every night and wasted day. I thought I left it long ago, but grace don't let go. The cross still casts a shadow. That steeple stood on county line. I used to sit in pew all night. Mama prayed with folded hands, while I dreamed of far-off lands. But now those roads have brought me back, with a duffel full of pasts I packed. And in the dust that cross still stands, throwing mercy on this broken man. The cross still casts a shadow over gravel, guilt, and grace, through silence and the sorrow. It shines on every place, even hearts too proud to show still carry the glow. The cross still casts a shadow. It don't demand a perfect prayer, it don't mind if you're worse for wear. It just waits and it just shines across the years and crooked lines. The cross still casts a shadow, long as life and twice as wide. And when I kneel or when I fall, it's there right by my side. I don't deserve it, this I know, but still it shows. The cross still casts a shadow. So let it fall on me tonight, that holy shadow full of light. There's a creak in the floor and a chill in the air. The wind taps gentle on the rocking chair. Cedar logs crackle in a dancing glow, and I sit here quiet, letting the evening go. No stained glass windows, no choir in tune, just me and the fire and a half-lit moon. But I feel him near in the flickering light, and God listens by the wood stove. God listens by the wood stove when the words don't come out right. He hears a heart in silence in the hush of a winter night. I don't have to speak too loud, don't need to kneel or raise my hands proud. Just this chair, this flame, this soul he knows. God listens by the wood stove. My hands are rough, my back is sore. Worked too many years through a stubborn door, but in this this heat, I feel His grace, like He pulled up a chair in this old place. A psalm ain't always sung with sound. Sometimes it's just the way you're found. And I've been found in this quiet glow. Yeah, God listens by the wood stove. And God listens by the wood stove. When I think about my wrongs, He don't need a sermon, He just needs an honest song. Ashes fall like broken pride, but He don't flinch, He sits right beside. Just me and Him where the embers show. God listens by the wood stove. I've prayed in barns on mountain trails with whiskey breath and wind-blown sails, but I've never felt His nearness more than right here on this worn-out floor. God listens by the wood stove, to the crackle and the sigh, to a sinner warmed by mercy and a Savior close nearby. I don't need much, just this peace, the sense that He won't ever cease to meet me here where the fire glows. God listens by the wood stove. So I'll toss one more log, let the flame rise slow, and sit with the Lord by the wood stove. I was born by the river, raised by the fields, ran with the wind and the spinning wheels, tried to outrun the silence in my chest, but even the restless need rest. I never wore no preacher's coat, just denim jeans and a weathered hope. But one night cold on an old dirt road, He found my soul before I called Him Lord. He knew my name before I spoke, when my voice was cracked and hope was broke. He saw my heart beneath the smoke, through all my sin, through all my jokes. I didn't earn, I didn't know, but still He stayed and never let go. He knew my name before I spoke. I've prayed in bars and whispered grace, with tear-stained hands and a weathered face. Didn't have the words, just heavy eyes, but He rid my soul like an open sky. Never judged the mess I made, just walked beside me through the shade. And though I spoke in broken tones, He heard me loud in the quiet unknown. He knew my name before I spoke, like a father hears a child's hope. I didn't shout, I didn't sing, just breathed and let the silence ring. But still He came and still He spoke, wrapped me in arms I thought were broke. He knew my name before I spoke. It don't take words to be heard, sometimes it's tears, sometimes just hurt. But mercy don't need perfect lines, it shows up right on time. He knew my name before I spoke, before the altar, before the yoke, before I bowed or dared believe. He'd already planned to never leave. Now every step through high or low, I walk with Him, and this I know. He knew my name. He knew my name before I spoke.
Dust on the dash, Bible on the seat, windows down, summer heat. A fence line leans like a tired old prayer. Cornfields whisper grace in the air. I don't need a steeple tall and proud. God rides shotgun when the world gets loud, and every mile's a hymn I hum with a rising sun and a rhythm drum. These back roads and benedictions, where mercy don't need permission. Cracks in the blacktop, songs in the trees. He's talking soft through the rustling leaves. No road, no choir, no fixed direction, just back roads and benedictions. I've made wrong turns, took my detours, missed some signs and slammed a few doors. But grace don't live on perfect streets. It rides with me on two worn seats. A cross hangs from the rear view glass, swinging slow as the miles pass. And I feel him there in the shifting light, turning gravel roads into holy nights. These back roads and benedictions, where faith ain't found in definitions. It's in the hum of tires and sky so wide, where prayers don't shout but still abide. No pews, no plans, just soul conviction on back roads and benedictions. But out here the quiet helps me feel. Each tree of psalm, each mile of grace, each breath a sermon in open space. So give me back roads and benedictions, where heartache meets redemption's friction. I don't need a stage or perfect diction, just this wheel, this road, this holy mission, where dust and light make a sweet affliction. Back roads and benedictions. Yeah, I drive slow with a prayer in tow on back roads and benedictions.
Porch light's on the screen, door creaks, mama's been cooking all this week. The old oak table set for 8, but she always sets one extra plate. She says just in case he finds his way. Been too long since that boy prayed, and though the years have made her gray, she still lights a candle every day. There's still got room at the table for the lost and for the broken. No need to bring perfection, just come as you are, heart wide open. The bread is warm, the light is low, forgiveness waits like falling snow. You ain't too far, you ain't unable. There's still got room at the table. I've walked through towns with neon signs, chased my fill of crooked lines. But every mile and every wrong led me back where I belong. I thought they'd slam the door on me, but instead I found a legacy of arms still wide and voices kind, a grace I thought I'd left behind. You still got room at the table, even if you've been gone for years. No need to hide your story, we've all spilled our share of tears. Pull up a chair, lay down your shame. We saved your seat, we know your name. You're still our kin, still more than able. There's still got room at the table. This ain't about where you've been, it's about coming home again. And the Savior who breaks the bread, He welcomes hearts that hang their head. There's still got room at the table for the prodigal and the proud, for the quiet ones and the doubters, for those too lost to say it out loud. No need to earn, no need to pay, just come on in, don't drift away. Grace ain't scarce, it's still stable. There's still got room at the table. Yeah, supper's warm and love is able. There's still got room at the table.
Woke up with the sunrise painting gold on the barn. Coffee in a tin cup, castles on my arm. Took the same old trail through the muddy part, with a nail in my boot and a prayer in my heart. The world don't slow down for a limping man, but the Lord walks with me through dust and sand. I ain't got much, but I've come this far, with a nail in my boot and a prayer in my heart. A nail in my boot, a prayer in my heart. Oh, down there in a holy spark, trouble on my heels, grace in the dark. I've stumbled some, but I left my mark. The road ain't smooth, but I played my part, with a nail in my boot and a prayer in my heart. Folks see the hat, they don't see the pain. The nights I cried, driving through the rain. But mercy rides in a beat-up car, and hope don't need no polished star. Some days I cuss, some days I sing, some days I don't feel much of anything. But He knows my soul like a work of art, with a nail in my boot and a prayer in my heart. A nail in my boot, a prayer in my heart. Dust on my coat and a brand new start. Carried my shame like an old guitar, but He tuned my strings beneath the scars. Didn't walk smooth, didn't walk smart, but I walked with Him, and that set me apart. Every limp is a hymn, every scar is a song, every wrong turn still led me along. He don't ask for shine or speed, just steady steps and a mustard seed. A nail in my boot, a prayer in my heart,
Winding back roads and a heaven chart, through broken fences and weathered barns, he found me there with open arms. This old soul, though torn apart, still walks on strong, with a prayer in the heart. Yeah, I'll keep on moving, though the road is hard, with a nail in my boot and a prayer in my heart.
I've knelt in churches made of stone, heard choirs sing in perfect tone, but I found God down an old dirt mile, where the grass runs free and the skies just smile. A fence line broken, a creek running wide, no stained glass here, just the countryside. No sermons loud, no altar aisle, just me and him, where grace grows wild. Where grace grows wild and mercy roams past the whitewashed walls and stately domes. It don't ask questions, don't keep score. It meets you out past the hardware store, where the weeds rise tall and the wind runs mild. That's where I kneel, where grace grows wild. I've walked through seasons dry and cold, with sins too big and regrets too old, but out where dandelions dare to bloom, I felt his love fill up the room. No pews, no robes, no sacred tiles, just backwards peace that stretches miles. I learned more there than 1,000 trials out in the fields, where grace grows wild. Where grace grows wild, not tamed by men. It shows up where the lost have been. It don't wear collars, don't wear crowns. It's in the mud, not just the gowns. In busted boots and a farmer's smile, you'll find it there, where grace grows wild. So if you're weary, worn and torn, don't wait for Sunday to be reborn. He's just as close in the open air as he is in silence, bowed in prayer, where grace grows wild like a vine untamed. No need to dress up, no need for names. It wraps around the heart that breaks and fills the holes the world still makes. No map, no path, just love compiled in the quiet hills, where grace grows wild. Yeah, I met the Lord with the wind as my choir, where the soil was rough but the love ran higher. I still return every once in a while to that sacred ground, where grace grows wild.
It was early spring, the road was clear, radio low, just me and my fear. I'd been driving from a darker place, with a tear-stained map and a guilty face. Then I saw it standing on the roadside sign, faded numbers, mile marker 9. I pulled on over, heart near bursting, whispered, Lord, I'm done rehearsing. I left my shame at mile marker 9, let it fall like chains from an old worn mind. Kicked off the dust, said goodbye to lies, watched it fade in my rear view eyes. The road ahead felt sweet, felt fine, since I left my shame at mile marker 9. A Bible on the dash, pages curled with rain, marked with notes in a shaky name. It ain't where you pray, it's why you bend. And I bent low like a long-lost friend. The sun broke through like a second chance as gravel sang neath tired tires dance. And though I ain't fixed, I'm not the same. I lost the way, but found my name. I left my shame at mile marker 9, like a sinner cleansed in holy brine. Didn't need a church, didn't need a crowd, just the open sky and a whisper loud. Now grace rides shotgun every time since I left my shame at mile marker 9. Sometimes we carry what ain't ours to hold, wounds too deep, stories too old. But mercy don't wait on perfect signs, it meets you where the road unwinds. I left my shame at mile marker 9, on a back road kiss from the divine. If you're lost, son, don't you delay. There's a mile for you, just one prayer away. I ain't turned back not one more time since I left my shame at mile marker 9. Yeah, the past don't haunt this heart of mine, not since that stop at mile marker 9. It sat beside her rocking chair, worn and torn with love and prayer. Pages marked with ink and tears, a book she held for all those years. She read it every single night, by candle glow or morning light. With every verse her faith would grow, and I learned more than she could know. Mama's Bible, faded and frayed, taught me how to kneel and pray through storms and trials, joy and pain. That holy book helped her remain. She held on tight when times got hard, each page a whisper from the Lord. Now when I'm lost, I find revival in Mama's Bible. She traced the names in Genesis, pray for kin she sorely missed. In Psalm she'd cry, in John she'd smile. Each chapter walked with her a while. Now she's gone but left behind a leather cover and peace of mind. I open it and feel her near, her voice still ringing crystal clear. Mama's Bible, sacred and still, holds the strength of her iron will. When the world feels dark and cold, her faith still shines through pages old. Though her hands now rest in grace, I see her smile in every place, and I still run like a child so tribal to Mama's Bible. Now don't hide, don't pen Mama's Bible.
The saddle's warm, the ride is slow, but I feel peace as onward I go. My horse is tired, my boots are old, but heaven's gates are lined with gold. Down heaven's dusty road I ride, with angels watching on each side. No more pain, no heavy load, I'm heading home on heaven's road. I've chased the wind, I've lost and won, felt the mercy of the rising sun. Now I hear a gentle voice so sweet, saying, child, come rest your weary feet. Down heaven's dusty road I ride, with angels watching on each side. No more pain, no heavy load, I'm heading home on heaven's road. There's a light upon the hill, and my heart begins to still. I see the ones who've gone before, standing tall at glory's door. So lay me down 'neath western skies, where prayers are sung and spirits rise. Don't cry for me, just let it be. I've found the trail that sets me free. I've walked through storms and desert nights, carried my cross through darkest fights, but your hand has held me all the way, leading me home
light each day. The road is quiet, the sky turns gold. I feel your peace begin to hold. No more fear and no more pain, just the sound of your holy name. I'm going home to the Lord above, where mercy flows and grace is love. No more sorrow, no more tears, just heaven's song ringing in my ears. I'm going home. If this is the end, let it be sweet, with angels' wings and golden streets. I see your arms open wide. My shepherd waits on the other side. I'm going home to the Lord I knew through every trial. He brought me through, and when I cross that peaceful shore, I'll be with Him forevermore. I'm going home. I'm going home to the Lord above, where mercy flows and grace is love. No more sorrow, no more tears, just heaven's song ringing in my ears. I'm going home. I'm going home. I've ridden through valleys, I've walked through flame, felt the wind of sorrow, the weight of shame. But through it all, I held His hand. Now I see the God of promised land. Going home to Jesus, no more trails to ride, no more tears, no fear to hide. With a cowboy soul and a heart made new, I'm going home, Lord, straight to You. The sun is setting on this dusty road, but my spirit's light. I've laid down the load. I hear the angels calling my name. They're singing songs of amazing grace. I'm going home to Jesus, no more trails to ride, no more tears, no fear to hide. With a cowboy soul and a heart made new, I'm going home, Lord, straight to You. Don't weep for me, I'm riding free through fields of gold and eternity. His arms are open, His light shines clear.
Saddle my spirit, let it fly to the prairie skies up high. I've served my time, now I am through. I'm going home, back to you.
Dust on my boots, sun in my eyes, driving down roads money can't buy. No highway signs or neon lights, just fields of grace and peaceful nights. An old church bell in the distance rings, a lonesome crow on a fence post sings. Each mile I drive I feel him near, his whisper riding through the air. I'm taking back roads to heaven, slow and true, through winding turns and skies so blue. No rushing past what life's about, it's faith and love that map this route. Don't need no gold paved avenue, these dusty trails will lead me through. Back roads to heaven, one prayer at a time, with Jesus riding right beside. Mama's Bible on the dash, worn thin, a few old psalms and a memory within. I stop to watch the daisies sway and thank the Lord for one more day.
I've walked through storms, I've lost my way, but grace found me in yesterday. No GPS, just trust and song, and He's been guiding me all along.
I'm taking back roads to heaven where the angels sing, past every trial, through everything. The road ain't smooth, but the view is sweet, where mercy and the gravel meet. No fancy car, no grand parade, just me and faith and the path He made. Back roads to heaven, that's where I'll be when the Lord comes home for me. I'm taking back roads to heaven, slow and true, through winding turns and skies so blue. No rushing past what life's about, it's faith and love that map this route. Don't need no gold paved avenue, these dusty trails will lead me through. Back roads to heaven, one prayer at a time, with Jesus riding right beside.